Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, and welcome to Rustboro City, where today the Rustboro Rockies are hosting the Ballonlea Angels, and the Angels are going to start out with Rapidash and Togekiss, Togekiss being their #1 ranked Pokemon, whereas Aerodactyl and Barbaracle are going to start out for the Rustboro Rockies. Let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win today's battle, the Rustboro Rockies or the Ballonlea Angels. Both teams have a 4-4 record at the moment in the Elite Challenge League, as we are about to pass our halfway point in the first ever season of the Elite Challenge League. First impression coming from Aerodactyl, and this will connect. It will only connect on a Pokemon's first turn in battle, and Aerodactyl has done it at the perfect time. Rapidash with its opportunity to respond, and it's going to go with a Waterfall. Targeting Aerodactyl, and it is super effective. A massive hit there, taking it down into the yellow. Togekiss with an opportunity to follow it up, and it's going to go with a Core Enforcer. This is going to hit both Barbaracle and Aerodactyl. And a massive hit, and Aerodactyl is eliminated with that 1-2 combination from Rapidash and Togekiss. That's massive for the Ballonlea Angels. Barbaracle with its opportunity to respond is going to go with a Meteor Mash. It's going to target Rapidash here. And that will eliminate Rapidash with a super effective hit. That means in the first turn we have lost both Rapidash and Aerodactyl, one from both sides. That is amazing. As Tyranitar, the pseudo-legendary for the Rustboro Rockies, comes onto the field, as well as Primarina, the Alolan Water starter coming out for the Ballonlea Angels. Now, as always, this is a 6-on-6 Metronome battle, and if we hit that 20-minute time limit, we will go into single battle overtime with the remaining Pokemon. Togekiss now has the speed advantage with an 80 base speed, and it's going to go with a Poison Tail, targeting Barbaracle. Not very effective there, though. Where the Ballonlea Angels shine mostly is their special attack and special defense. And we're going to get a Water Spout now from Barbaracle. It's going to hit both Primarina and Togekiss, doing more damage to Togekiss. It's not very effective on Primarina, obviously, being the Water type. Now Tyranitar looking to capitalize on its 134 base attack, and it's going to go for it with a Strength. Targeting Togekiss, taking it down into the yellow. A very good hit starting out for Tyranitar. Primarina now has that 126 base special attack, and it goes with an Ice Punch instead, which isn't very effective on Barbaracle, but will take it down to the yellow. Togekiss has 120 special attack. Again, that team shines in their special attack and special defense, whereas the Rustboro Rockies are actually a much more physical side. They shine in their attack and defense. Togekiss goes with a Magic Powder, targeting Tyranitar, changing its type to Psychic from the Dark Rock type that it is. Barbaracle now is going to go with a Tackle, targeting Primarina. It gets a decent hit just from that tackle. Now Tyranitar, gonna go with an Ice Punch. This will be super effective if it goes for Togekiss, but instead goes for Primarina, so it's not very effective there. Still gets a decent hit off with that move though. Primarina now, gonna go with a Sacred Sword, targeting Tyranitar, but now that it's a Psychic type, it's not very effective. Would have been much more beneficial if Tyranitar was still the Dark Rock type. Tyranitar has 4 stats at or above 100, so no wonder it's a pseudo-legendary. That thing is powerful. We're going to get a Foul Play from Togekiss. Now that is super effective now on Tyranitar. That's a Psychic type. It's weak to Dark attacks. Storm Throw now coming from Barbaracle. And it's going to target Primarina. It's not going to do a great deal of damage again, but it will get that critical hit. Tyranitar now has its opportunity, and it's going to go with a Frenzy Plant. Now this is going to go for Togekiss. Would have been much more beneficial to target Primarina, as it's not very effective on Togekiss. Would have actually been super effective on Primarina. Primarina is going to go with a Leafage. Goes for Tyranitar. It's not going to do a great deal of damage now that Tyranitar doesn't have its Rock typing, as Rock types are weak to Grass. It would have probably eliminated Barbaracle from this, who is 4 times weak to Grass type attacks, being a Water Rock type. We're going to get a Searing Shot though from Togekiss, and it's going to hit everyone on the field, and Tyranitar is going to get the worst of it, as it is now eliminated. But Primarina and Barbaracle will both be suffering from the burn from here on out, so they will both take damage in between turns. Barbaracle now has its opportunity, and it's going to go with a Giga Impact, and it targets Togekiss and gets the elimination. So Barbaracle has taken down 2 of the Ballonlea Angels. Primarina has its opportunity to focus on Barbaracle, and it's going to go with a Fling and throw its Leopard Berry away. throwing it across the Barbarical. Barely leaves a mark on it, however, as Barbarical just proceeds to eat the Leper Berry. There's that burn damage taking effect on both Primarina and Barbarical at the end of the turn. So we're going to have the fourth Pokemon come out for both sides, and it's El Creamy coming out for the Ballonlea Angels. As we have Rhyperior, the ground rock type, coming out for the Rustboro Rockies. Rhyperior has a massive 140 attack and 130 defense. Just so physical. Whereas El Creamy surprisingly has 110 special attack and 121 special defense. It's going to go with an Attract to start off its time in this battle, focusing on Barbarical. So Barbarical's actually fallen in love now with El Creamy. See if it can actually get any moves off doing so. I'm going to get an Incinerate now from Primarina. It's going to burn up the Leper Berries of the opposing side. Rhyperior now with its chance to make an impact in this battle. It's going to go with an Ingrain, so it's just going to look to restore its health in between turns. And there's that health restoration. Let's not forget as well. So whilst Rhyperior is restoring its health, Barbarical and Primarina are taking burn damage in between those turns. Now the Rustboro Rockies are sitting 8th on this ladder. They've actually lost their last 2 games. So they are so close to slipping out of the 8 because they do not have the momentum they need. They need to win this battle to try and help themselves stay in that 8. They desperately want this win. Barbarical being immobilized by love, but El Creamy is going to go with a Water Pledge and focus it on Rhyperior. And Rhyperior is eliminated with that massive hit from El Creamy. Very impressive there. Primarina has an opportunity to follow it up. This is exactly what the Ballonlea Angels want. It's going to go with a Tackle. Now this isn't going to do a great deal of damage to Barbarical, but it will take it down into the red. And it even was a critical hit. I think the burn damage actually did more damage than that Tackle. But both Pokemon are still holding on while suffering from their burn. As we have Gigalith come out for the Rustboro Rockies, who has an incredible 135 attack and 130 defense. These Rustboro Rocky Pokemon are just insane with their physicality. Barbarical is still immobilized by love, as El Creamy looks to follow up its impressive elimination of Rhyperior, and it's going to go with an Aura Sphere. Looks like it's going to focus it on Barbarical and get that elimination 2 in a row for El Creamy, as Barbarical has finally been taken down in this battle. Primarina now again gets the opportunity to capitalize on attacking one Pokemon, and it's going to go with a dual Wing Beat. So there's the first hit, not very effective as that. So 2 hits, critical hit, and barely leaves a mark on Gigalith, who has its chance to respond now. Gigalith, you have to think, is always going to go last. It only has that 25 base speed, but it goes with an Aqua Ring. So it's going to look to be restoring health in between turns. We're now going to have the last Pokemon for the Rustboro Rockies come onto the field, as Primarina is actually eliminated by that burn. That burn finally got to it. So that's 3 down for the Ballonlea Angels and 4 down for the Rustboro Rockies, as Aurorus, the last Pokemon for the Rockies, comes onto the field. And we're also going to have Grimmsnarl come onto the field for the Ballonlea Angels. Aurorus has that Snow Warning hidden ability, so it's going to start to hail. So some Pokemon are going to be taking damage in between turns from that hail. Now Aurorus has 123 base HP, that's where it shines. And it's actually one of the more specially based orientated Rustboro Rocky members. We're going to get an Eruption now coming from Grimmsnarl. This is going to hit both Aurorus and Gigalith, actually doing a lot more damage to Aurorus than what it did Gigalith, thanks to Aurorus being a part Ice type. El Creamy's going to follow it up and go with a Retaliate, targeting Aurorus as well. So now they've already gotten Aurorus down below 50% of its health, down into the yellow, as Aurorus looks for its opportunity to respond. Aurorus doesn't go for a physical or special type move, instead goes with a Cotton Guard, so it's not going for the offense. Instead, it's just going to boost its own defenses. Gigalith now, with its opportunity, it's going to go with a Meteor Mash, targeting Grimmsnarl, and it's a massive hit, and Grimmsnarl is taken down into the red, but holds on, as Gigalith's attack gets a boost after that move. Unbelievable. Almost eliminating Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl takes more damage from the hail, but is holding on. Now, Ballonlea Angels, currently sitting 12th on the ladder. If they win this, they could actually jump. They will jump up above the Rustboro Rockies. So you have to think, whoever wins this will be sitting in the top 8 after this battle, leading into the second half of this season. Grimmsnarl now is going to go with a Head Charge. It's going to get recoil damage from this. Targeting Aurorus, gets a decent hit. And there's the recoil damage, but Grimmsnarl's still holding on if Grimmsnarl takes any hits. Although it is hailing, so I don't see it getting past this turn. as Alcremie comes with a multi-attack. And it targets Gigalith, who it's not very effective on, so Gigalith is still standing very strong in the green. Aurorus now is going to go with a Burning Jealousy. So this is going to hit both Grimmsnarl and Alcremie, and Grimmsnarl will be eliminated with that move. So we are now down to a 2v2 battle, as Gigalith has its opportunity to target Alcremie. And it's going to go with an Aromatic Mist. So it's not going to go for an offensive type attack. Instead, it's just going to boost the stats of its teammate, Aurorus, whose special defense is lifted. There's that Hail again, taking damage, doing damage to both Gigalith and Alcremie. But there's that Water Veil, doing wonders for Gigalith, restoring that health. As Sylveon is the last Pokemon for the Ballonlea Angels to come onto the field, the Evolution Fairy type. Sylveon comes on with 110 special attack, 130 special defense. Alcremie now is the fastest on the field, and it's going to go with a Nasty Plot, so it's not looking to go for an offensive type attack right now. Instead, it's only going to boost its special attack, which we mentioned earlier, is 110. Sylveon now is going to go with a Mega Punch, but Gigalith avoids the attack. Aurorus is going to go with a Pin Missile, a multi-hit move. Gets the first one. Doesn't do a great deal of damage, however. Gets 2. It's got 3. There's 4. And it gets 4 for that not very effective move. Almost got 5. But brilliant there by Aurorus. Gigalith now is going to go with the Swords Dance. So it's going to boost its attack here. Again, that attacks that one instead of its base is at 135. And it's getting a boost. So if it does any physical damage, I don't know how well Alcremie and Sylveon will take it. There's that Hail again. Now, as always, in our description below, we do have a link to our Instagram page where you can get regular fixture and ladder updates, as well as our match of the week. Again, that speed advantage still going to the Ballonlea Angels. Multi-attack now coming from Alcremie. Goes for Aurorus as they continue to chip away at these rock types who are just so bulky. Sylveon, it's going to go with a Scratch. I do not see this leaving much of a scratch, pun intended, on Gigalith, and it is barely done anything. Aurorus now is going to go with a Pound. Targeting Alcremie, doing much more damage than that Scratch did to Gigalith. Now Gigalith with an opportunity to follow up, but instead goes with a Laser Focus. There's that Hail still doing damage. Also in our description below, not only do we have the Instagram page, we have our Google document that contains the ladder, fixture stats, and all the team rosters. So if you ever feel like a nice peruse, feel free to check that out. This speed advantage for the Ballonlea Angels is huge. They need to take advantage of it, but they don't seem to be doing what they could with it. Sylveon with its opportunity. And it's going to go with a Hone Claws. So it's going to boost its accuracy and its attack. But it needs to actually land attacks to take advantage of that. Aurorus now. It's going to go with a Sunny Day, so the weather's going to change from hail to that sun shining really harshly down on the field. This could actually greatly benefit the Ballonlea Angels, because if they go for a Solar Beam, they will only take one turn to charge up, and it will be super effective on, say, Gigalith, who sets up a Court Change, but it does fail. Gigalith continues to restore health thanks to that Aurora Veil. Alcremie now is going to go with a Payback, continuing to chip away at Aurorus, and they finally get Aurorus down into the red with that critical hit. This is where Sylveon needs to finish it off, so they've only got one target on the field. And we're going to get an Aurora Beam now from Sylveon, and it is going to target Aurorus. I don't know if this will get the job done, and it doesn't. Not very effective. Aurorus is holding on here. And Aurorus goes with a Screech, so it's going to look to lower the defenses of the Ballonlea Angels. And there it is, targeting Sylveon, whose defense gets harshly lowered. Gigalith now has its opportunity, and it's going to go with a Cosmic Power. So Gigalith is only going to boost its stats again. It's just making itself so much stronger than it already is, boosting its defense and special defense as it continues to restore health in between turns. Now again, like I said, both these teams have a 4-4 record, and and they definitely want the win. We are getting so much closer to going into overtime here. They definitely want to get these eliminations. But we're going to get a surf from El Creamy. This is what it needs. Now it's going to ride that surf. And it will take down Aurorus. Aurorus is eliminated, which gives Ballon Angels the advantage. And Gigalith has been taken down into the yellow. This is Sylveon's opportunity to capitalize. It's going to go with a horn attack, which is not going to be very effective onto Gigalith. But they are chipping away. This is what they need to do, because Gigalith has powered itself up so much. Gigalith is going to go with a Poison Tail. This should be super effective on the Fairy types. Targeting El Creamy, and El Creamy is eliminated with that move. So we are down to Gigalith facing Sylveon. It is a 1v1 battle. This is very big for both teams. They both need this victory. The Ballon Angels are going to have the speed advantage, but Gigalith has boosted its stats so much. Just about one move could end it. Sylveon is going to use Soft Boiled, potentially take its health back to 100%. And it definitely will take it back to 100%. So Sylveon is practically coming in here fresh. Gigalith, who's in the yellow, below 50% of its health, and it's going to go with the Circle Throw. Has that boosted attack stat, but Sylveon holds on, and its Cute Charm is actually going to make Gigalith fall in love with Sylveon. So this could prevent Gigalith from attacking Sylveon in future turns. Sylveon really needs to capitalize if it can get something like a Surf out, like El Creamy did. Here's its chance. And instead it goes with a Sweet Scent. So all it's going to do is lower the evasiveness of Gigalith. But again, Sylveon needs to capitalize on that. Gigalith is immobilized by Love as that sunlight fades away from the field. So we will not be seeing any one-turn Solar Beams or Solar Blades. And Gigalith is now back into the green thanks to that Aurora Veil. Sylveon still has its chance. As we get that 3-minute warning, Sylveon goes with a Twister. We are 3 minutes away from going into overtime here. Gigalith still in love with Sylveon, but it is going to get its Metronome out. And it's going to go with a Volt Tackle. This could get the job done. And that is it. Gigalith, after having boosted so many of its stats, has eliminated Sylveon and won this battle for the Rustboro Rockies. This is massive. The Rockies definitely want that win to try and stay in the 8. As I said, we are now halfway through the first ever season of the Elite Challenge League. And the Rustboro Rockies have just gotten a much needed victory over the Ballonlea Angels. They're going to want to repeat that next week when they face the Viridian Fissure in Rustboro City. It will be in the Rivalry Round. The Rockies taking on the Fissure, so that will be massive. Rockies building that momentum as the Viridian Fissure have had a very up and down season. Actually, probably more very poor season if I am to be honest. So this is big for the Rustboro Rockies, building that confidence, building that momentum. Whereas the Ballonlea Angels just letting the victories slip through their fingers. They just cannot get consistent victories. They are now 2 losses in a row. Next week, they're going to go face the Melee Draconids in Melee City, the team who actually beat them last week by 1 Pokemon. So they've lost 2 games in a row by only 1 Pokemon, which is massive for the Ballonlea Angels. They need to shake that curse and get a victory over their rivals. Next week will be huge. It is the Rivalry Round. The Ballonlea Angels, Melee Draconids, massive match. But again, Gigalith boosted so many of its stats, nothing could be done. It's such a physically imposing Pokemon. Even that Surf, here's El Creamy riding that Surf, could not get the job done. Gigalith able to take down Sylveon and El Creamy. Fantastic showing there. Such a back and forth battle. But again, Ballonlea Angels need to get those victories. Rustboro Rockies are still going to be in the 8 after this, surely. But as always, Nidorinos, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field. And always remember, you are awesome, and I will speak to you next time.